early, way earlier than what my normal day would start with, right? And considering that we're starting way earlier than what I'm usually used to doing, there's a lot of people upset, like, what the fuck? What is she doing? How is it that she's doing what she's doing? How did she know that we're using our LG phones? How did she know that we were even in the parking lot planning to go ahead and do this? Because you should have never woke me up from my sleep, first of all. And then they were trying to use the hoodoo spiritual workers, but they didn't want to use their Cuban ones. They used the Colombian and Venezuelan ones. And when they did that one, who was paid from their Puerto Rican crew, because the Dominicans was like, shit, she already know what it is that we do and what we got going on. So it was best to do that shit. Mexico had already got their alert, and it was like, shit, we gonna leave certain shit alone. They trying to keep low key with the rest of these, right? Someone's name could be Lockheed, or Lockheed, or something like that. And someone was not expecting at the same time. It's like, where the fuck is all these messages coming from? Because somebody thought they was about to be living la vida loca, live the life tonight. But it's like somebody sitting there like, goddamn, because I can only keep her at bay for so long. I can only do the work for so long. We can go ahead and catch her in a dream state because, I can see her on the camera. But are we not at a point where we're realizing, like, attaboy, she's sleeping, but is she really sleeping, or is she astral projecting herself to see what's happening? No one's asking that question, but however, now it's like, fuck. But already considering what's going on, the investigation has already been ongoing. So the surveillance has already been ongoing. They've been already paying attention. Who are the new movies? Who's just moving into the neighborhood? What's going on? Because I'm getting a lot of people like, ooh, this shit is a movie. We have to offer her a deal. I know who wouldn't want to offer me a fucking deal after this shit, but considering all the bullshit that they already got themselves involved in, because like I said, Sandoval could be on duty right now. Somebody is a deputy, most definitely. So they were just going to go ahead and have these people do this shit like today. Because it was like shit, because come Monday, we already know, because somebody did try to keep something quiet, but it was just like someone kept questioning. But considering now, whoever was the judge, the lawyer, or the attorney, or whatever, it was like, fuck it, they're not telling me something. I'm going to go pay to do some divination to figure it out. And of course, via their divination to figure out what their bosses and stuff like that has been keeping from them. And it was like, shit, we're going to have to hurry up and expedite this because we need to get rid of them because they the one with the main big pieces of the evidence. But also, I want my money from this shit. And da 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 da. And all these people is just like, out of no one in this situation, no one decided to use their brain, because it was like the biggest key and clue from yesterday was, you better hurry up and figure out something. I can only keep them at bay. And the thing of it wasn't that you were keeping me at bay. I was just treading lightly on what to say. Because it was like, someone's doing something, and it's a little bit of murky. And then they're going to sit here and try to, because they needed to go ahead and send that information to their people in California and Utah, because they was trying to reach out to their Samoan friends, because it was like, we got to keep the heat up off of us, but them realizing like, oh shit, them keeping the heat off us is still going to go ahead, not realizing like, okay, regardless of who they call, they're going to keep the surveillance on y'all, right? Because the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Randy always said that. But the biggest other part of this is, it's like, we was going to try to seduce her to come back in to try to talk to us. First of all, let me make it very clear. Joshua Michael Gonzalez has no fucking chance whatsoever ever. That dude ain't got no fucking chance over here at all. And then it's like, the biggest part of the whole situation is, as I'm sitting there laying in the bed, because I'm like, why the fuck would you knock on my door at 1 o'clock in the morning? That was the dumbest shit that you could have did. You would have had a better chance to make sure that I stayed asleep, right? And then it was like, in this, it was like, oh, well, We're gonna play like, hold them off at, as long as you can, hold them off as long as you can, because we're gonna send, our folks back in, because it's like somebody could have like looked into like who she was with. I'm meant to be with somebody not my race though, but then it was like I'm sitting here like, well, the most people who could have profit off of this whole energy, it's fit to be a tower moment, was the PHA Masons, right? And then with that, because I remember all of them was running their mouth like, yeah, dude was so eager to go ahead and become PHA and come in. And that right there kind of rubbed me the wrong way and stuff like that. And I was like, that's when I knew like who the Haitian crowd was. You know what I'm saying? And no harm, no foul, whatever, no tripping or whatever. But that's how I knew about Kendro. Kendro didn't know that I was aware of other situations. And then I had paid attention to who was in the home. And unbeknownst to her, I was aware of who her stepmother was. And I was like, oh, because at first I was like, is that your mom? And she was like, no, that's my stepmom. And I was like, oh, and I was like, should we just keep it to yourself? Not knowing that I knew who her mama was, what her stepmom is. Now her mom, like her biological mom, that right there, salute, But it was like, I was like, all right, should we just let that shit rock? And then it was like, I have to explain, because a lot of people be like, God damn, she ain't gonna give no black man a chance. No black man will ever have a fucking chance. I am so traumatized from black men. It's sad, because guess what? In order for PHA Freemasons to go ahead and gain the power and the energy to harvest, whether it was via sacrifice, blood, energy, time, or whatever the case may be, they would need me to literally only procreate with a black man. So that's why when dude was kept bringing up to my face, he was like, you probably want a black dude. No, I wanted you. And like, I genuinely have wanted him. I don't know. But it was like, shit, I could see that, his low self-esteem and how he was already getting part in, and him not realizing, like, I was like, Sharita, go back to that book. You read that book years before you even met him. So like, even though I knew I was meant to be with him or whatever, but he was just so fucking convinced, like, oh, she's, she want a black man. Honey, I do not have a desire for a black man. You got to understand, any black man that came my way, they were paid or offered some kind of money, settlement, opportunity, whatever, which I already knew they was going to be willing to sell their motherfucking soul or try to sell me out in some shape, form, or fashion. Now, the only thing that had took me, for the loop was the fact that I did not expect for Tamisha Pierce or Veronica Shield Walker to fucking betray me in that type of way. But hey, that's the name of the game whenever you want to become part of, secret societies, sororities, fraternities. That's just the price that come along with this shit. And trust and believe, these motherfuckers not genuinely looking to be your fucking friend. It's something that they know that they can benefit from you. Okay? That's right along to the simple fact of, when it comes to who's involved, you got to know what kind of degrees. Me already knowing that anybody here that lives in Melbourne, 10 times out of 10, they either in their ninth degree or they're working on getting their 33rd degree. And when you're working on that, those will be the people more closer to like the space phase location and stuff like that. So that's why when people was doing what they was doing, it was just like shit. Like when I told dude, I was like, either you gonna show the fuck up or shut the fuck up. Because now it's like, damn, you gonna be, listen, whatever the fuck you thought you was doing and how you was running it, I could have forgave that. Granted, him not understanding, Josh did not understand at that same time in that situation, and was like, bro, I know it's about the money, but it's not about the fucking money, because with the money, I come with the fucking money, bro. But long as you just do right by me, and only thing I needed from his ass was for him to look out for me. That was the only thing I had needed from fucking Josh, was for him to look out for me. But then when I realized, like, he gonna keep doing this fuck shit, he doing this fuck shit, and then it's like, shit, clearly you gonna fuck me over for the D. So shit, at that point, once I realized it's like, you willing to lie to me, do all this other shit for another fucking man, bro, you disrespectful. So at that point, it was just like, all right, well, you want to fall in my face, and then all the fucking people you flogged in my face, like, motherfucker, they are beyond beneath me. Like, these motherfuckers, like, they beneath me. Like, motherfucker, you didn't hit no lick. You didn't hit an upgrade. It's a cute face, but motherfucker, none of them motherfuckers have brains. Ain't none of them have souls. Don't none of them have creative activity. 10 times out of 10, all the motherfuckers dealing with depression, they don't know their worth, but shit, apparently he liked, that type of silliness and all that type of shit. And it's like, shit, you like base heads and drug heads, don't you? You like you like a Tatianas, don't you? So it's like, I wasn't gonna judge them. Shit, you go crazy over the dick, you want to keep shit over some dick, bruh. You ain't the first one. You probably but you gonna be the last motherfucker about that shit. And then it was like he gonna sit there and try to play that shit with me, but it's like, motherfucker, I was willing to fucking forgive you because I already knew what it was that you was doing. I just needed you to tell me the truth. His only test that he had was keep it real with Sharita. And when I offered him the chance to go ahead and do it, shit, I knew he was playing in my energy. He was really thinking like, look what I got. Look, like motherfucker, you look goofy than a motherfucker. It's already bad enough. I was getting turned off. That day he snorted that cocaine in front of me and was popping pills. Like he came to see me at school. He was like, yeah, the pills just popped in. I was like, it's awfully crazy how when we was in fucking Puerto Rico and you was making fun of that dude that was slumped over, and I was like, you can't be making fun of people just like that, because here you are, you're gonna end up looking just like that. And now I guarantee that motherfucker sitting back like, I did all this shit while I was under the drugs and the pills and shit like this. Motherfucker, and then you fucked up poor little Tone situation and would have that boy all fucking confused, like what the fuck? And he was going along with it, but instead, I'm pretty sure now he falling back and it's like, goddamn, shawty, yeah, bruh. Already been new. Like, you not running game on nobody. Game recognized game before you gonna sit there and do this shit. And then on top of this, they needed for me to go ahead to be with someone. So the Virgin Islands do, Jamaica, you got to think about it. Their next goal was try to send in somebody from Guyana, Trinidad. They done realize, like, motherfucker, West Orange High School was the most segregated school ever. So you knew who will fuck with who. But everybody always had that underlying secret desire to always try the other fucking race. Now, everybody would try all other races but black people, okay? But they all, like, if you really had talked to them, you was chilling with the dudes when I was on the west side, they will always tell you that they secretly always had things for fucking black females. So it was just like, shit, I already fucking knew that. But all this shit that was happening with the corruption and shit like this, it was nothing that nobody was going to convince me otherwise. Not even Buddy, not even his mom. It's like, y'all motherfuckers don't realize what kind of shit you really just got yourself in. Because everybody involved would have been able to fucking redeem themselves. So all you had to do was speak the fuck up. Now, granted, I already, knew at the same time that I wasn't going to be touched, but I also had to figure out, like, shit, they going to try to terrorize the fuck out of you, Sharita. They going to either try to underlie, the fact that they can't get to you, they going to use the kids in this situation. Because that's what they hope is like, well, we'll pull the strings via the kids. We'll get them sick. We'll get them caught up. We'll get them unalive. But then it was like at the same time, you could tell when motherfuckers getting involved in certain things. Because it's like, how they going to treat the kids? Hold on. I bring y'all with me versus trying to keep it there. But with everything that was going on, it's like bearing false witness. And it's like, for me, I know when, what I'm saying, the worst feeling in the world is to have to deal with an envious or jealous person. And especially when it comes to men, oh, that shit can get, like, people already feel women can be catty. But get a man jealous or envious in a situation. Don't let that one, especially if he already have mama wounds. He ain't ever really seen a good example from like his mama or his father or nothing like that. Like say if the father was always like a womanizer, an abuser or whatever, or he used women to get what he want and the mama wasn't ever around. Like depending on how that man was raised up, you will be able to figure out what kind of fucking mess you gonna get into dealing with that man. Okay. And then, the biggest part of it is just paying attention to what he watching, what he doing, who he choose as his friends will tell you so much more at the same time. So that's why when oh, we're gonna pay attention to her phone. It's like, cool, pay attention to the phone, but the only thing that you're doing with me already knowing, because I've been reported and you can only report so many times of information to the feds, some of these people already knew, because it's like, once you get people involved and they got to figure out like, damn, well, that person didn't ever give me the vibe, you know what I'm saying, of being who you talking about, or other people's experiences with people, and that you don't give that vibe to them. You don't think eventually that they're going to sit there and sit back and observe and be like, hold up, they ain't doing that. Hold up, they ain't saying nothing like that. Hold up, they ain't treating people like that. Somebody gonna eventually fucking tell. And especially in this type of situation, I'm pretty sure, like I said, I'm 1,000% sure it's some folks that got involved in this shit. And of course, if they came for the hood, like I said, when you live in the hood, you know when something going on. I'm pretty sure somebody either seen or witnessed somebody, like the feds, some detectives or something, go to somebody's fucking house. And that was them to go ahead and like, shit, I already know we fit to get told on, but they didn't tell nobody. And with these group of people, it's about 10 to 15, I'm going to say about 10 to 45 people. I don't care where they stay at. I'm going to say probably about 4 to 5 different states, right? And say that if they had to come here to fucking Florida to help these motherfuckers to do this shit, I can guarantee you, out of all those people that they probably sent to come out here to motherfucking Florida to do this shit, it's about 45 fucking people went in and was telling. You know how they be like, oh, motherfucker went into the motherfucking jailhouse and had to go talk to a motherfucker, and they come back out eating. Oh, you know they told. But then it's like, sometimes it's not even that they told. It was like, shit, most of the time they stopped doing that, and they just told them like, here, this is what we need you to contact us with. This is what we want you to go ahead and say, or, you know, when you're around these people, this is the phone we're going to use. And it's like, oh, girl, you got a new phone. Shut the fuck in. You know what I'm saying? Because I got my money for to get my wig and my nails done. And y'all out here thinking these bitches are out here getting their hair and nails done. All of a sudden, they got the new clothes and they new heels for the strip club and shit. No, that money that came in that they got to go ahead and go be at the strip club, I don't know how they fucking moving. Oh, baby, that was because they was snitching on y'all. Okay, you notice that your new homeboy, homegirl, whatever the fuck you want to call your little trans friend, was able to finally afford that surgery or shit, or at least get their liposuction or skin removal. Yeah, because they snitched on some of y'all. But it's like, oh shit, or somebody, I guarantee you, somebody, baby mama, probably sitting there, you probably over here looking to this bitch, you probably doing this, she was snitching, you know what I'm saying, like, it's stuff like that. And then it's like, people don't be paying attention to the shit. It's too late. Then it's like, damn, she was right the whole time. No, bitch, I was right from the fucking beginning. It was your fault and your own fucking problem and priority, because you can't be pushing blame on nobody but your damn self, because you kept doing this shit because you wanted to be greedy. So it's just like, oh, okay. But then it was also a lot of people that's involved in this shit. You believed the lie and fell for the okie doke. And when you follow for the lie and the okie doke, now here you are. Why I didn't expect for them. How else do you expect for a fucking person that you know that compulsively lie? You help them fucking lie. You help them hide some shit, and you didn't expect for them to lie to you. Like, that shit right there be fucking blowing my motherfucking mind. Like, if you watch the motherfucking lie to other fucking people, what makes you think that they not lying to you? Like, that shit be throwing me. And then it's like, I guarantee right now, like I said, I knew for a fact it was something like, Shrita, your soul and spirit. It's somebody in that motherfucking parking lot. And then it's fucking 4 o'clock in the morning. This bitch don't even get up until like 6 to 7 o'clock. Yes, I clock her ass. And for her to move how she was moving, and how that conversation was going right before I went on ahead and press record, it was like, shit, well, did she go outside? Because she was sitting outside just to see if I was already outside or something, or if I, was just coming back into the house, or like as if I walked out to the parking lot. Like, no, motherfucker, y'all been over there hunting in the parking lot. And then one dead fucking giveaway. Some of these people car tags was already saying that they were from Ocala, Lakeland, Water for Lakes. They was already from Orlando, Sanford, and shit like that. I was like, either y'all was just one of the world's dumbest criminals, or it was just like y'all some drug heads motherfuckers desperate for the change. Because it's like, you doing this shit for chump change. Because it's like someone's name could be Low Down Dirty Shine. Because it's like, well, shit, they used to work with me, and then I know them from the reserve base, and we can go ahead and pull up their information from this. It's like, no, all you did was give them more access Because the drones, because y'all be like, well, those are our drones. Well, you don't know who got other drones, and you don't know, like I said, y'all little white counterparts, they be knowing what the fuck going on. So whoever the fuck they got to give up. But except for the lower ones, they fit to take that one. Someone's name could be Laura or Lordans or something. But however the fuck it's gonna go, it's like shit. They just waiting for y'all to make y'all next fucking move. Because it's like it's them already catching the fact that they was trafficking. Then you putting the information on black market, so they was already tracking it. And then with this whole last little bit, this is a premeditated M. You try to take somebody's life? You trying to put them in a pine box? Oh, trust and believe me, they fit to be watching y'all asses like a hawk. And then with them knowing someone could had got like a tomahawk steak or something like that, or someone could drive a Yamaha, a motorcycle. But it was a conversation that they caught, that they was sitting there trying to strategize about who was going to be the deputy on duty right before they did this, because they was supposed to did this like 6:30 to like 9:30, and then it was like one of them was supposed to be directing traffic for one of the churches or some shit like that, and then they was supposed to meet up because they met up over this weekend. Okay, they met up on the 20th to talk about this, and then they met up again on the 28th to like back up what it was, and then they went. I think it was Thursday, Friday, and yesterday. So with all this is going on, I'm 1,000% sure the feds is in here like she's being accurate about everything all the way through and through. What the fuck? So they had no choice but to take the lead to just make sure. And with them making sure, lo and behold, damn, what's this deputy doing in there? We got a police officer that already stay there. Like I said, call 4756, whoever the motherfucker that drive that motherfucker would have had a better chance to go ahead and tell on his motherfucking counterparts than trying to go ahead and do that, because it's like they're being confronted, because it's like, are you doing this for an organization? I guarantee someone's gonna get asked questions. It's like, well, you already know there's no laws against being a part of a society. But it's like, okay, well, what was this recent, need to go ahead and shoot particular weapons? How is it that you have a connection to this person? And then it was like this Spanish girl. This girl got a big ass motherfucking forehead. Whoever this fucking Spanish chick is, because whatever color I'm about to dye my hair, she got that type of color hair. But I'm telling you, they sit here like, God damn, why you didn't listen? And then the biggest part of it is, why would you send your kids, for one, to go ahead and smoke weed in the car, and then they coming outside to go purchase it? Like it was supposed to be like, ooh, she gonna want to be desperate to go smoke. Like, motherfucker, ain't nobody no fucking drug head. Y'all do that shit just to just fucking not feel something. I was actually doing that for medicinal. That's not the fucking same. But then I was like, at the same time, it was like, sure, to pay attention to the motherfucking details. They really trying to close in, because I know for a fucking fact someone's name crawls it. And then the guy that delivered my shit yesterday, I want to say he had to be Jamaican. He had to be Jamaican, Barbados, or something like that. And the one that had delivered my shit right there, he was the dead giveaway, because he was sitting there all looking all disgruntled. Because don't no man gonna approach nobody like, motherfucker, you can't deliver the shit with a smile. Because shit, Kevin and Brian, they came happily. But Hinton's ass, that was his name on DoorDash, Hinton. That motherfucker came through this bitch looking all disgruntled and mad, like, I'm ready to kill this bitch. And it's like, and then the bag smelled like fucking cigarettes. I was like, yeah, you look like a motherfucker that would be trying to do a hit real quick, but you mad as shit. But I gotta hunt out in the fucking parking lot and wait till I can go ahead and get her or whatever. But McGibbons and stuff like that, the darker McGibbons, because it's like, shit, well, once you do that, I need to go ahead and see if we can get her to come in and test her blood or whatever, just to see if those levels are up. Or no, well, actually, when they was doing it, was it January I had went? I would either went in January or February or whatever. And it was like, yeah, because your pregnancy test was negative or whatever. I was like, I don't give a fuck if the bitch was negative, because all you fucking doing is telling me I got more fucking freedom. I have no ties. And I don't, like, the PTSD and the trauma won't be as fucking bad to have to remember, like, Sharita, you fell for another fucking gay man all over the fucking again. It's like one traumatic situation wasn't, well, shit, all of theirs, all my fucking baby daddies went both ways. You know what I'm saying? That, all of them had staddies and shit like that. But just to think about it, was just like, shit, y'all had a better fucking chance at just getting a fucking female from the fucking projects or something like that to do this shit. Like, they had a way better fucking chance there. But instead, it's like, no, we want her because her energy. But I was like, shit, anybody that keep doing it, the longer they want to keep playing this game, shit, it ain't my funeral. It's not mine. And then it's like, doing this shit is crazy. Because I'm telling you, somebody gonna get called. It's like, yeah, we gotta call in that somebody, it's a fucking deputy. You're gonna end up having to arresting the people who they was paying to do the shit. It's like, god damn. Because it's like, damn, my boss is on to me. Because the person who's on duty, they don't usually work with each other. So it was like he been trying to keep it discreet. So somebody could be right up the street like, god damn, I thought you said we was going to be able to do this discreetly. Shit, you make too much noise. That's when you know you got a bigger problem. Because it's like, why else would you want to keep trying to cool this type of situation when you know it ain't going to pan out right? But I'll be right back because I'm going to eat this fucking food.